Many of you are familiar with the hit British television phenomenon known as Taskmaster, where 5 comedians complete insane and ridiculous tasks in order to impress the Taskmaster, Davies. Originally developed for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in 2010, the show will be premiering its 18th season in the fall of 2024 and has spawned international versions across the globe, including New Zealand, Australia, Norway, and Sweden, just to name a few. The creator of the show, Little Alex Horne, is well known for setting some insane tasks, like finding out who can eat the most watermelon, who can show off the best, and who can spot the grape. If you know, you know. But what you may not know about Little Alex Horne is his role as a member of the board of directors at Chesham United. In fact, the Taskmaster logo appears on the kit of Chesham United. So what could be more fun than a career as a manager being directed by none other than Little Alex Horne? However, Little Alex has set me a few tasks I need to complete along my journey. He wants me to take Chesham United to the Premier League. Furthermore, he's asked that I include previous cast members from Taskmaster UK, New Zealand, and Australia in the team to accentuate the journey to the Premier League. Which Taskmaster stars will rise to the occasion and be the heroes of the save as we take control of Taskmaster FC? So yes, a series about Taskmaster FC. I am super excited about this opportunity. In fact, I was so excited that I actually took the idea and put it into ChatGPT, and it literally gave me a starting lineup to utilize for some of the stars of various seasons of Taskmaster. So if you look here, we've got some UK Taskmaster stars that apparently are going to be very good for our team in the future. Now, we won't be adding in all of the individuals who participated in all of the different varieties of Taskmaster right away. We'll kind of sprinkle them in as they go, leaving behind maybe some of the real players. And as we continue throughout the save, we will eventually get to a point where we have nothing but Taskmaster stars that are present in our team. But I like how it really brought forth some of the stars of Taskmaster and what positions they might play. I thought that was very intriguing. James Acaster, known for his quirky humor and wit. James can bring a strategic and unpredictable element to the midfield. I definitely do not disagree with that. Kerry Gottleman with her no-nonsense attitude and determination. Bosh. Kerry would be a solid defender. Ramesh Ranganathan, his dry humor and analytical mind might make him a strong, dependable goalkeeper or tree wizard. Nish Kumar, energetic and enthusiastic, he could bring a dynamic presence to the wing, provided that he's not accusing the ball of being racist. And then Richard Herring, experienced and tactical. Richard could be a central midfielder who orchestrates the team's play. So again, I thought it was very interesting that the ChatGPT had the ability to kind of take the personalities that they had on the show and then utilize them in a way to figure out a starting lineup here for me. Even with Taskmaster New Zealand here, you got Ursula Carlson here, who would lead the attack with her confident and bold style. I definitely don't disagree with that either. Guy Williams with his tall frame and comedic flair, he could be a versatile defender, midfielder. Laura Daniel, creative and spirited, could be an agile winger. Again, all very good personality traits and tying them very directly to what they would play in regards to what you would experience on the football pitch. Australia Taskmaster stars doesn't look like it's picked up season 2 yet, but you've got Luke McGregor here, Julia Morris, and Nina Uyama. I like how the key roles here, Manager Little Alex Horne and Captain Greg Davies. I don't know if that role is appropriate for Little Alex Horne, but I guess we'll find out throughout the series. It even gave me a starting lineup and some tasks for players during halftime. So I thought it was quite hilarious how this picked up on it. I'm really excited to go ahead and start the save, so we're going to dive in, and we're going to see if Taskmaster FC can make its way all the way to the Premier League. Stay tuned. Yes, this is the team that is looking for promotion from the Southern League Premier South this season. As you have noticed, I have replaced some of the players here. Now, these are players that were already on the team. I've just simply replaced the names, so that way we're not like super overpowered or anything like that. But what you'll notice here is I've basically taken the first season of the UK version of Taskmaster, and I've added them all in here, and plus I added in one from New Zealand, and I added in one from Australia. Now, what you may also notice is that I did not add every single player in here. You have to keep in mind that I only have so many players to work with. I only have so many Taskmaster contestants that I can include in this series. So I'm going to start off by maybe adding in 5 or 6 per season as I continue to get new signings that are maybe a little bit better than 3.5 star, kind of up here in this range. I'll continue to replace them with individuals who have appeared in Taskmaster before. But as of right now, we've got Frank Skinner, Ramesh Ranganathan, Tim Key, Josh Whitcomb, and Roisin Connaughton, all appearing in Season 1 of Taskmaster. They will be my midfielders, my right back, my goalkeeper, and my striker. In addition to that, I also added in Danielle Walker, who is in Taskmaster Australia, the very first season, and then Angela Dravid as well. So again, as we continue through the series, we are going to develop this into a full set of Taskmaster contestants. I could not be more excited for this. Now, as I go through and take a look through the team, we are a little bit light. There are a couple of places where I would like some backups here. As for right now, we only have one goalkeeper, for example. So Ramesh Ranganathan is our only goalkeeper at the moment. Good goalkeeper based on the star ratings, but we will need to accentuate that with a backup keeper. And again, as I go through and I take a look at the tactics here, we do need to maybe bulk up a little bit on strike and maybe a little bit on the left-hand side of the midfield. But really, other than that, I think we actually have a fairly decent squad. Again, some squad players are probably needed to just kind of round everything out here because we are a little bit light on the bench. As I go through and I take a look at the finances, though, we do not have a whole lot going on here in terms of finances. I have £8 to spend per week that's left over. So not a whole lot going on here. I may make some adjustment to the scouting budget and move that over because we primarily will be looking at free transfers, at least for the first couple of seasons here, to try to bolster up this squad. If I go through and take a look at the season preview, we are currently 8th, so we're definitely upper mid-table. Hopefully with some good luck and maybe a couple of signings here and there, we can actually bump ourselves up into this upper tier here. Hungerford, obviously the favorites this season at being relegated from the National League South, it would appear, from last season. So that being said, I'm going to go through, I'm going to try to do some moving around with some finances, maybe make a couple of signings here. If I make a couple of signings, I will give them Taskmaster in-game names, and then hopefully here in just a little bit, we will take on our very first game as Taskmaster United. I'm super excited and hope you are too. Well, as I continue to spend some time cleaning up the squad, I did notice something that came across my inbox here for the Southern League Premier South top goal scorer odds by WhoScored.com. And apparently Roisin Connaughton is near the top of the list. So hopefully we'll get some goals out of Roisin during this save and during this season. Give me just a moment to finish tweaking up the squad here, and I will introduce you to the team here in just a moment. So over the course of the summer, I made 5 key signings that I'm going to add to my first team. And as you already saw, I already used the individuals for Series 1, as well as one individual from Taskmaster Australia and one from Taskmaster New Zealand. What I'm going to do from here on out is I'm going to use this little spinny wheel thing and pick the names at random. So that way it adds a little bit of unpredictability as to who is going to be signed next in the series. But I need 5 names out of this lot. And so I'm going to spin the wheel 5 times to get 5 different names. Oh, Chris Ramsey. No way is he going to be in our first team. Let's see who our next signing is going to be for Taskmaster FC. Joe Brand. Each time I'm doing this, I'm removing them, so I can only sign 110 individuals throughout this series. John Richardson. Joe Thomas. And our final signing for this season, at least for now, will be Sophie Duker. All right, let's get those names in the game, and I will introduce you to the team. So after letting my scouts search high and low for the best talent that was available for free, we managed to pick up 5 big signings here, and you can see we've picked up some really big names from the world of Taskmaster. The first person I want to look at here is Chris Ramsey. Chris Ramsey is going to be a defender on the right-hand side here. Looks to probably be a backup for our first team, either at center back or at right back, but definitely will be in the team at some point during the process of this season. The next person I want us to take a look at here is Joe Brand. Now, Joe Brand here can be an attacking midfielder on the left side or the right side. Not superbly talented at the moment, but definitely provides us with a nice backup to our first team, where we're pretty well adept at the attacking midfield on the left and the right hand side. Next I want to bring in is John Richardson. Now I want to be very clear that I needed a backup goalkeeper for this particular save, and albeit John Richardson is well known in the comedy community in the UK for being relatively short, in this universe he is 6'2", so he's probably very pleased with that. Definitely can actually give Ramesh Ranganathan a run for his money as our first team keeper, as they're very, very similar in terms of their attributes. So keep an eye on the space, because he could definitely be one that could usurp that first place team spot from Ramesh Ranganathan. In addition to that, we brought in Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas is another attacking midfielder here. This one much better signing than Joe Brand, but still both will be an important part to this squad as we continue to move forward, as we try to reach for promotion here. And then lastly, we have Sophie Duker here, who is another attacking midfielder, this time in the central midfield region, just to, again, give us a little bit more of an attack here. But if we go back and look at the tactics here, we've pretty much got a full squad of Taskmaster regulars here. Very excited for that. We only got 2 players in here who really don't quite fit the squad out. We might swap them out later, who knows? But right now we're looking at a 4-2-3-1 formation here with John Richardson in goal, back 4 of Connors, Angela Dravid, Danielle Walker, Tim Key. We've got Frank Skinner and Edwards in the central midfield, and then our attacking midfielders, Joe Thomas, Sophie Duker, and Josh Whitcomb, with Roisin Connaughty taking the helm at strike. In fact, I may end up switching here, Ramesh, with John Richardson here. Maybe not. Look at those star ratings. Sweeper keeper. Can we use a sweeper keeper at this level and not be absolutely terrible at it? I do not know. Yeah, why not? All right, we're going to go with it. So this is going to be our starting lineup for our first game. We will start that here in just a couple moments. So with all that being said, months of preparation ready for this very first game with Taskmaster FC. It's going to be Chesham United. We are going to be taking on Beaconsfield Town, probably Beaconsfield Town, because that's how place names usually work. I'm super excited for all of this. So let's dive on in. Team selection here. This is exactly what I want. We talked about this previously, about our starting lineup here. We are going to go full send into this game. All right, this is our first match as Taskmaster FC. This is a match we should be winning. We'll make sure we do. Sure, sounds good. Match preview, and we are going to be underway. This is super exciting. Very excited to see how this save is going to turn out. Oh, man. I mean, if we can get off to a good start here, I really think this is a team based off of just what I've seen in terms of the star ratings, based on what I've seen in terms of the ability level. This is one I think might have an opportunity to get to the playoffs. We'll just have to see here. Looks like we've got a highlight right away. Tim Keeb in plenty of space through the center of the field. Just fires a shot just wide of the Beaconsfield keeper, Blair, leaving it 0-0 through the first 10 minutes of the game. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say right now. We don't really have a whole lot of history or anything like that, but looks like we were the only highlight so far. Looks like Beaconsfield now has an opportunity. I'm not going to try to pronounce that name, but it looks like they are working their way through our midfield here. Just kind of pass the ball back and forth. Togwell to Fraser. Fraser back to Togwell. They're working it around the back 4 here. Oliver, let's find it. But Tim Key intercepts, and Whitcomb now going to look. Great pass. Oh, Connaughty wide open, scores. I love it. Absolutely love it. Looks like there was a slide tackle in the middle of the field on one of our players. I couldn't actually catch who that was, but it left Connaughty wide open for a shot in the back of the net, and just like that, it is 1-0 to Chesham. Whitcomb, a ball through the midfield, not a great ball, by the way, but a slide tackle by Oliver on Sophie Duker does not work, and Connaughty just kind of cheekily chips the ball. I don't say chips the ball, but confidently fires it into the corner, making it 1-0 to Chesham United, our first goal as Taskmaster FC. Could not ask for a better goal. I think Roisin Conity is going to be a force to reckon with during this save here, because she is looked very sharp in the preseason, and I feel like it's going to do a really good job of scoring goals for us. It looks like it is another highlight here. Joe Thomas intercepts the ball, but it looks like Beaconsfield gets the ball back. Fraser through the midfield, intercepted by Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas to Duker to Conity. Conity fires and scores again, and that is a hell of a goal from range. I think we might be onto something here. That Conity is going to be an absolutely fantastic striker. 2 goals in the very first game. Who knows what the rest of the season holds. Great pass, one-touch pass by Duker to Conity, who just fires a shot over Blair. Blair probably could have done a little bit better on that, but regardless, it is 2-0 heading into halftime, and we could not be more pleased with how that half went. Absolutely dominating XG. Possession needs a little bit of work, but I think we're very offensively minded, so I don't mind a little less possession if we're getting more shots and more goals. I'll go to the dressing room and just say, you know what, we're killing it. Let's keep up the good work and keep doing what we're doing, and we will win games. 50 minutes in, it's still 2-0. Looks like we've got a few things that they're wanting us to work on here. Yeah, we'll try some different types of crosses and see how that works. Looks like Beaconsfield now gets an opportunity, and header just over the top of Ramesh Ranganathan, not troubling the keeper whatsoever. It's still 2-0. Might want to think about making some substitutions here soon. Looks like Josh Whitcomb's getting a little bit tired on the right-hand side there, so I'm going to go ahead and pause and make a substitution here. We are going to take Whitcomb off, and we are going to introduce... We're going to introduce Joe Brand on that right-hand side. Did mention that Joe Brand would be a player that we won't use on a regular basis, but definitely will be in the rotation. So I think as an impact sub, Joe Brand is going to be really, really useful this season. Tim Key looks a little bit tired here. Don't really have a big substitution. Oh, Chris Ramsey. We'll get Chris Ramsey in there. Don't like the fact they look complacent. Give a little bit of team talk. I have faith in you. Go out there and make a difference. They look happy. Confirm the subs. Let's move on and try to finish up this game. Still up 2-0, and what I like is that Beaconsfield really has not had an opportunity in this game. They've come along, I take that back, they've come along a little bit during the second half here, but we don't see a whole lot of highlights for them as Edwards takes the ball for Chesham United. Duker on the right-hand side, back to Ramsey to Joe Brand. Brand back to Skinner to Edwards, who fires a shot off of the crossbar. Quite an impressive shot from far out. May want to consider trying us to work the ball into the box a little bit more. At this level, those types of shots from the outside really don't connect very often. So, that may be something that we end up changing here over the course of the next couple of games. I can't complain with the 2-0 lead here, though. Looks like Connors is here to take the corner, and we'll take the corner into the box. Chris Ramsey just fires it over the top of the net. It will be a goal kick for Beaconsfield. I'm tempted to really just kind of run out the clock here. I'm not quite sure whether I should or not. It looks like Joe Thomas Connors here. We're in the box here. Fires. Joe Thomas just misses over the top of the net. A missed opportunity for Chesham United as we continue on towards the 90th minute. It is still 2-0. And it looks like we got some tired legs out here. Duker, Thomas, make a couple more substitutions. I think there's only 3 substitutions at this level, if I'm not mistaken. I don't really have any substitutions there. Get this player on. Shaquille Hippolyte Patrick. I probably am butchering that name, but it is what it is, so we'll confirm that sub, kind of run out the rest of the game, and take a 2-0 victory, our first as Taskmaster FC, Taskmaster United, whatever you want to call it, I don't care. It's glorious. It's happy. We come home with the victory for today. Nice work, everyone. That was good. Absolutely fantastic to see such a stunning performance right away. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how this team continues to progress. So we will jump ahead to our next game versus Hendon. Hendon, that's an interesting name. And we'll jump right in. See you soon. We are back, and with no changes heading into the next game against Hendon, we are going to just dive straight in. Again, no changes here, keeping everybody on the bench the same. Thought about possibly replacing our goalkeeper, Ranganathan, with Richardson for today's game, but as Ranganathan gave us a clean sheet, I really felt there was no need to go through and make any immediate changes to our first team. team. So we're going to continue with the team that got us the 2-0 victory over Beaconsfield Town and hopefully continue our good run of form at the beginning of this season. Off to the dressing room, carry on the match from the performance of the last match. You're going to do great, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. First home game of the season for us as well. Frank Skinner looking very young there in that photograph. Oh, let's head straight to kickoff, shall we? Oh, man, what an exciting save. Immediately, right off the bat, a highlight here for Chesham, and Sophie Duker just kicks the ball just wide of the net. Excellent free kick opportunity for Chesham, Taskmaster United, Taskmaster FC, whatever you want to call them. I'm just excited for all of it. So, looks like Hendon now with the ball into the box. Come on, get there. Wondering if we maybe need to play a little... Ooh, there you go. That was a good job to get the foot in there so that way Reganathan can just pick up the ball and move forward. Had quite a bit of highlights. Many extensive highlights to start off the game here. Looks like from a corner here, Whitcomb just heads the ball over the top of the net. It's still 0-0. And again, we end up with another highlight here. I wonder if this is going to be a very high-scoring game. Frank Skinner moving into the box. Might just take a left foot here to the back of the net and fires it. Good save made by the Hendon goalkeeper here as we end up with, again, another corner. Connor corner in the box. Looks like it's briefly cleared away by Hendon, and they get the ball out to midfield. Tim Key fires the ball back into the offensive zone. However, the highlight has come to an end. Again, 20 minutes into the match, it's still 0-0. Looks to be a fairly even match so far. Sophie Duker down with the free kick. Into the box, probably looking to try to... Oh, Joe Thomas, wide open, fires, and it is blocked. But Josh Whitcomb, off of the deflection from the defender, fires it home. It is 1-0 Chesham United. Off of a very bizarre play here. You look at Duker, probably looking to fire it into the box to get a header on it. Everybody moves forward. Joe Thomas, wide open, just cranks the ball into the defender. Josh Whitcomb, fortunate in the position to pick up the rebound and fire it home past the Hendon goalkeeper, again to make it 1-0 to Chesham United. Again, very, very exciting opportunities for Chesham United here in this first half. Looks like we're going to have a highlight now for Hendon, who's going to look to equalize after that first half goal by Chesham, but Josh Whitcomb does a good job to intercept to Skinner, to Duker, back to Key, to Whitcomb. Really good short passing here. Whitcomb just tearing down the line here to Edwards. Edwards to Whitcomb, who fires it again. It's his second goal of the game, his second goal of the season, and it is 2-0. 27 minutes into this game. I'm going to tell you right now, this team full of Taskmaster superstars is going to do some damage here in this league this season. Whitcomb with, again, a great ball, just passes it into the corner of the net. It's all you really need to do at that point in time. Just a nice, delicate pass into the back of the net to make it 2-0 for Chesham United as we head into the latter stages of the first half of this game. Looks like we have another opportunity here. Connors with the free kick. No, sorry, with the throw-in here. And Connors with another good opportunity. Oh, okay. That's going to take some unpacking here. It looks like Connors had a throw-in, and I'm trying to get a better understanding of what just happened here. Connors with the throw-in to Joe Thomas, who immediately plays it back to Connors. Connors looks to get the ball into the box. Looks like Connors might have got a head on it. Good save by the keeper. Off the post, off of the goalkeeper, and into the back of the net. Boy, you don't see that every day, but it was textbook just as I had planned it. Connors with the corner now. Into the box, cleared out by the Hendon defender. Connors again to Skinner, the middle of the field. An interesting play there by the Hendon goalkeeper. Skinner now to Conity. Can't get a ball on it. And it looks like there's a penalty. Looks like Whitcomb was brought down into the box. And who's going to take this? Is it going to be Whitcomb or is it going to be Conity? Conity's going to take the penalty and scores, and just like that, 40 minutes into this game, it is 4-0 Chesham, absolutely dominating the competition today. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been a couple of very fortunate opportunities that led us to those goals. It might not have necessarily been a penalty per se, but and the lucky goal off of the crossbar, off of the post, off of the back of the goalkeeper into the back of the net. You definitely do not see that every day, but at halftime we will take a 4-0 halftime lead. I am absolutely chuffed about that as we go through and start the second half of this game. Up 4-0, pretty comfortable lead here. He might be looking to make some substitutions on early just to get some other players in the team and give us an opportunity to really take a look at them, see if they have the ability to compete at this level. Because I will tell you right now, this team is firing on all cylinders at this point in time. I'm hoping that this can be a team that we can take and just kind of move forward with the lead. Looks like Joe Thomas is taking a knock. We're going to go ahead and get him replaced. And we are going to put on Hippolyte Patrick in for him. Anybody else we can look to take off? Let's get Chris Ramsey on as a central midfield, or central defender, rather. I think that'll work for now. We'll go ahead and confirm those subs and continue moving forward with the rest of the game. 70 minutes in. It's still 4-0 to Chesham United. Not much going on here in the second half, to be honest. The first half was full of lots of offensive opportunities, but it looks like we've really kind of calmed things down here for the second half. Really not doing a whole lot here. And just as soon as I say that, Connors with a throw-in, because that's how that works in soccer, you play Patrick into the box, and Sophie Duker gets on the board here. It is 5-0 Chesham United. This could, again, this could be a super team at this level. Very, very excited to see what we continue to do. But again, it's very similar to that the first goal, but it was a similar play to what Connors had done earlier, just throwing the ball in, get the ball back, get it to somebody who can cross the ball into the box. And this time the header connected, and we end up taking a 5-0 lead into full time. That will end the game. An absolutely dominant performance by Chesham United in this game. We go to the dressing room. We say, you know what? Well done. Everybody gets ice cream afterwards, and we are at the top of the table. Now, don't get me wrong. There's lots of other teams that are tied with us in regards to the number of points, but with our goal difference, with what we've done so far, I am absolutely thrilled with what I've seen from this team in this very first episode. If we actually go and take a look at our season preview here, 4-1 to be promoted. That's quite a significant change from the 12-1 we were at the very beginning of this save. So that being said, super excited to continue on with this with you. We will come back in the next episode here, probably sometime October-ish, just to kind of give you an idea. Salisbury, maybe Winchester City, Bracknell Town, I don't know. I'm just excited to be doing this and giving you an opportunity to see your favorite Taskmaster stars on the soccer pitch, on the football pitch, giving it their all to try to get Chesham United promoted as quickly as possible through the league. So thank you again very much for watching. Take care, everybody. If you liked it, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe for more awesome Taskmaster FC content. We will see you next time. Bye, everybody.